Welcome back. Sometimes it seems like we are controlled by technology, but there's a company that lets you connect and manage everything and everyone in your world through cloud-based software. So with me is the CEO of Pareteum, Hal Turner. Tell us more about that. So welcome.
Thank you, Jane.
Great to have you here.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Let's start with your company connecting every person and everything. So kind of explain how you're doing that.
Well, it's a bold aspiration for sure. But what we find is that in the world of everything being connected, from lights, heat, air conditioning, IoT is what it's referred to, you have to have management systems and networks that allow the application and the communication to be controlled. So that's what we do. And we've developed software in the cloud that takes advantage of all of the networks throughout the world, wireless networks and others, and forms it together into a single network and makes communication happen.
How would this then affect the consumer, the person who lives in a smart city or has a home where everything's connected? You know, they're in their car and they can turn on their lights before they get home and so forth. How will they see things change because of your software and just technology in general?
They'll see things change from an economic standpoint because the cloud makes it far more inexpensive. And that's a big deal, particularly when you are looking at diverse populations in cities. And in many of the smart cities, they're in emerging countries, and this is a really good thing to be able to bring affordable communications. So open networks and open applications drive more users, which drive prices down. But from a convenience standpoint, always connected, always able to control what you see and hear. If you think about mobile services over the life of development, you can really make the case that mobile services took you out of the office and gave you the freedom to live and work wherever you wish. We now believe that mobility and connectivity will change how you live through the applications, through the experiences, through the things that you see and enjoy. So whether it's streaming media, whether it's favorite music, whether it is your favorite stock symbol that you want to know, you will always be connected through these networks that our software drives.
Okay, so one of the big questions about this is security.
Yes.
And if, what if somebody hacks the system, and is that going to cause, everybody to lose power or cars to crash? Or, how do you plan for that?
Well, you plan for the worst.
Okay, you have to, right?
You do.
Yeah.
And we're very fortunate that some of our larger customers like Vodafone, or Proximus in Belgium, or even Telenet in Europe, all have high standards driven by the EU and GDPR in terms of privacy and security. But we also support blockchain. We support a number of security services that make mobile payments more efficient. But you always have to be vigilant. The fraudsters are out there.
Oh yeah, they're always thinking and
Yes.
coming up with something.
So it's a constant battle, and our software is very flexible, and therefore we stay on it in every way, shape, and form. What we really strive for is to be able to know that when you hold this device, that it's you holding it. That when you use it for whatever you use it for, that you're authorized to use it. And we combine biometrics, we combine voice, we combine four-factor authentication.
Okay, four-factor.
Four-factor, absolutely, which looks at buying patterns and predictability combined with the other three factors. So it's strong, but it's never perfect.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because that's where we're headed. I know blockchain is becoming bigger, more use of biometrics. I hadn't heard of four-factor before, so
Yes,
that's the world that we're coming to.
It is.
Now, you're working with the Ukrainian city.
Yes.
A smart city. So tell me about that project.
It's a great project, first of all, and Ukraine and the city of Kiev certainly sits in Eastern Europe. And the mayor of Kiev is very intent on providing services for his citizens that will improve the quality of life. The first application that we're working with them on is a water management system. And so it is our software in our cloud which gathers all the information from the meters, brings it back to City Hall so that they can understand the quality, they can understand the pricing, the usage, consumption, and manage it. So our network is doing that, but it's doing something else that's very important. The mayor of Ukraine wants to know who's coming in the city. So the city has a significant number of security cameras that are around the city. Facial recognition and the biometrics that go with that are gathered by our software in the system and communicated back into a database so that you can know if the person is enrolled in the database or do they need to be enrolled in the database. So it's a very important level to understand the comings and goings of the citizens.
What do you see in the future for Pareteum and also just IoT and technology in general?
Without question, we're moving to an era where everything is software based. So the SIM card that sits in a wireless device becomes software, and it's controllable through software. And as we move forward, the wireless networks will be ubiquitous. They almost are now, and Wi-Fi will play a big role in that. But think about the time when you don't have to have a device.
Okay.
Think about the time where the artificial and augmented reality allows you to see and do things and have a mechanism to control, whether it's eyeglasses or whether it's an ear or whether it's a medallion that you might wear around.
Well, thank you so much for coming, the CEO of Pareteum, and thank you as well. We'll be right back.